Happy Valentine's to you. I hope you've had a wonderful day. It's Nina Lemtir here, and I just wanted to share with you something that really wowed me. So stick around if you want to know the major lie that most of us tell ourselves, and well, the major lie that we tell ourselves, and also ways that you can active tools that you can apply in terms of self-love. Now, the concept of self-love, for those of you that don't know, I struggled with self-love, accepting myself, self-belief, self-confidence for the best part of my life. I've literally in the last few years had to rewire how I view myself, how I talk to myself, because I've been so toxic, if I'm honest, for most of my life. Now, the articles I came across really made me think, wow, this is really, really more than, self-love. Sometimes we can think it's just about bubble baths and reading and finding time for yourself, which is a big part of it. However, there's even a bigger part, and I'm going to share this with you. So stick around, stay with me. Now, did you know there are some gifts you can give yourself which will completely change the way you look at self-love? Now, you can have a new understanding of self-love and actual tools. Now, number one is realness, okay? So realness is your inner voice, yeah? Now, your inner voice is basically, can be an angel or can be a devil. That's how I like to think of the inner voice. Now, are you someone that's kind, loving, and sweet to everyone? You're really helpful, but how are you to yourself? Yeah, that's the main question. How are you speaking to yourself when nobody's there? Now, if you are not being particularly nice, loving and kind to yourself, and I used to be this person, and I'm still struggling with it, you are a liar. Yes, it's harsh, but you're a liar because you're putting on a front. You're really nice to everyone. You're being helpful. You're being, you're a loving person to everyone that's in your life, but you're not being loving to yourself when nobody's there, and you're not loving yourself in terms of your self-talk. So you have to look at that. Are you a liar? And really be honest with yourself. Because if you can honestly answer and accept that you're a liar most of the time, then you can look at how you can change. Now, mindfulness, okay? Mindfulness is your thoughts. It's being mindful of your thoughts. Now, the reason why you have to be mindful of your thoughts is because your beliefs form your perception of the world. So everything you tell yourself, everything you believe literally forms your world. So this is why you have to be mindful of your thoughts, mindful of how you speak to yourself, how you're criticizing yourself. The person, okay, this is a little kind of example you can use. You can pretend that voice is an external person, yeah, the voice in your head. And this is a friend that you hang out with 24/7. And ask yourself, how long would you want to be around that person? And if it's not long because they're really rude and they're negative and they're annoying, then you know that you need to stop listening to that person, isn't it? So that's a good exercise to play. Now, when you begin to monitor your thoughts, you can see why you're probably having a repetitive situation in your life. Now, it could be anything, but this is where you would link it to. It all starts with your thoughts. Because your mind wants to be right. And if you keep saying, for example, why am I so dumb? Yeah, you keep saying that to yourself. Why am I so dumb? Your mind is going to constantly look for ways to prove to you that you're dumb. Yeah? And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable stuff. Now, the answer, okay, is to be very mindful. I'm not going to go into all the points because I'll be here for too long. But honestly, being real and being mindful is a big step. And if you want the rest of the steps and the tips, just send me a message and I will type everything up for you and get it over to you in an email. But honestly, you really need to challenge that voice with questions. So if you have a negative thought, ask this voice a question. Really? How did you come up with that answer? You know, really talk to the voice as if it's a person. And what you'll do is you'll trick your brain, and you'll be able to stop the path that's almost set in your head with a particular negative thought. And it may seem like you're acting crazy talking to yourself, but actually what you're doing is you're stopping negative thoughts to lay permanent paths in your brains, because our brains are like little connective things in terms of thought paths. And the more negative you are to yourself, these thought paths form very permanent tracks in your head. So you need to challenge that constantly, and a good way is to ask questions. So if you found any of that helpful, just send me a message. I'll send you over all the tips, all the points that I've got quite a long list here, and yeah, if it can come of any use to you, that would be amazing for me to hear. Thanks for joining me. I hope you continue to have a wonderful Valentine's evening. Take care. Bye.